a holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and subtle energetic surgeon. I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a merging of them all into one insight, offering to guide you, assist you on your journey. My intention is to change lives by igniting passions of each individual to awaken their inner spiritual energy. I am eager to show people the beauty that resides within, and I will guide them on this journey by clearing their minds for them to know their gift, their purpose, their personal medicine, the magical being that resides within. There are many options to choose from. You may opt to go on a monthly membership subscription, or you may opt in for a monthly mentorship subscription. Enroll in the Shamanic Healing Academy, become a member, or be mentored by yours truly, Tonya Dee. For more information, visit my website at www.tonyadee.com. Looking forward to being a part of your spiritual journey. Inshallah and Ashe, blessings to you. Things are changing, right? I just realized, don't look at my, there we go. Did it shift? Sometimes, just saying. Oh, there we go. I've switched things up. We're to a Mystic Monday. We've moved on to the moon. So now that we're moving forward, blessings to you, my energetic beings, as always. And again, it's a Mystic Monday. But while we're waiting for people to hop on to the live stream, enjoy the show, the Cosmic Insights, listen to the replay, take a breath and take a pause. Holding the line of faith, like were you able to do some galactic releasing with the full moon into the weekend? The octave of the wolf full moon. It was enabling us to really release the quandary of all of the experiences of 2022 and probably a little bit before that. So we're kind of in these magical escapades, if you will, and we're still holding this line, but be steady as you do. And I remember Malidoma saying that you go forward, you die, you go backward, you die. So go forward, move forward. So with our heart not in tow, by the way, because we're not towing the heart. So you may feel vulnerable. However, it's transformation. Whenever one small little pebble is dropped or rippling starts, change is happening, occurring under the streams. So really stay authentic to your foundation, your authenticity of your foundation, that you have paved the way, the direction, the pathway of your life. And I really reminisced about the people that I have assisted over the Pluto transit, if you will. And I really came to this realization that when they were not having a great time, I was holding space from them. But when the tables turned, it was actually a different frequency energy. So I recognized that these weren't my peeps. So I am creating or choreographing a new heartfelt village. So you may find that most excellent plan of the Ted's Adventure for your heartfelt action to get into the flow, into the realms of your 2023 vibration, is to really count your blessings, your authenticity. Take those 22 days of gratitude, a blessing bowl. Try not to look at what you are lacking. Instead, notice what you are already started or things that are manifesting already, because my transformation is totally happening. And are we lacking anything authentically at all? That's kind of the gratitude. It not only keeps us in our heart space, in our core, our prime director of our personal medicine, but it also accentuates, it accelerates, it really kind of adds the adjective, if you will. It gives forms, it strengthens whatever it is that we are manifesting or choreographing, but the lines are held in faith. So we have this golden opportunity to have this elevated potential to really learn through the balancing of our decisions and allowing the feminine aspects, the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical of all of us, masculine or feminine, decide to just remain detached from the outcome that may be necessary for us. So where our ego self has this heartfelt desire to communicate at all costs, so your mouth may not be able to move fast enough, like what's happening for me right now. So you may need to bring out your galactic dance moves, do the shimmy, the two-step, get on the treadmill to just get it all out, to get into the flow. But the heart, the core director, the prime directive is wanting these heartfelt results, which are manifestations. So with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host. If you are new to my show, to my channel, I'm a practicing holistic shaman, medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, riding the waves But I do go by the term holistic Sha medium, which is actually a merging of all of this blended into one choreography just for myself. But my intention is to utilize the indigenous technologies along with the elemental realms, the elemental spirits, our essence of our original divine blueprint, to really navigate or sell, activating our soul's harmonic, our personal seed sounds, if you will, through these realms that are elemental, imaginal, into and through the shaman's portal, the gateway there, our 8th energetic center above our crown, the cosmos with these subtle realms, and so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and ritual. Ritual is food for our soul, the otherworldly kind, really. Not really. It's actually the kind of the origins, sometimes otherworldly. What am I saying? But it's the sauce of our ingredients, our main stage, personal container, which is in the choreography of who we are, our personal medicine, what you arrived here to do. Really just assisting you in navigating your inner genius, discovering it, whatever that is, to be the star that I ultimately believe we all are. Reintroducing you to the magical being that resides within each and every one of us so that our light shines even brighter. We're doing our own shimmy. My name is Tonya Dee, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And of course, if you have yet to subscribe to my channels, because I have a few, please do, YouTube or otherwise, where you're probably streaming in now. Tonya Dee on YouTube, Musing with Tonya Dee, my podcast. It's been on the highway for over 5 years now. But we do have the heart, which is the sun, the root center, manifestation, which is our ego, our action energy. And we have our physical empathy, our physicality, along with the earth star to really sink the deal, land it. Merge with the commander in chief, the power pathway. And I kind of merge or manage all of these in Change Your Stars, which is an online offering where I cover all of these and so much more. And I always appreciate and feel it's an offering of gratitude and blessings received to really give an acknowledgement to the village, the community that tunes into my show, new subscribers, as well as those of you that muse along with me in the past, been part of the journey since the beginning. I appreciate you and gratitude, and I see you. And those of you also that do tune into the replay later, I also acknowledge and hear you as well. And if you don't mind hitting the bell button, so you're notified, and of course the white rabbit button, that's kind of what I've coined that. And remember, a comment if you feel you are in need of a message, need some guidance. Sharing is another way to actually pay it forward. And a gratitude blessing, I think we need to hold the forefront. But you can also find me, of course, on other social channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I do not go live much there. However, just remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You truly are your own healer. But sometimes we do need another worldly life coach assistant to get us out of our own way, myself included. Energetic hiccups do happen for each and every one of us. And the daily snippet or the cosmic insight. What is this all about anyway? What do I even muse about here? So the cosmic insights, the planets, what's choreographing there, the elementals, the 4 pillars in Chinese astrology, and the subtle energies, the chakras, the energetic centers. We're a combination of it all. With these channels and these pathways, even our auric field, if you will, the fields, along with a message for our day. And just knowing that the command center managing our system, the power pathway, is online, we're in charge of commanding our own essence, our own forces of ourselves. We're leading with our heart, taking that heart energy out into the world. So today we're initiating heartfelt action to create, to take form, to manifest, to make real. So it really is an active day, and we have the ability to manifest and bring our manifestations into with literally a double dose. So this choreography is magical. This is the frequency of the vibrations literally coming together in their own effervescent way. And when that happens, it's so exciting. It's intangible that we may feel unstable, we're wondering, we're uncertain during this timeline, this period. So you may have to dot your I's and cross your T's, just ensuring that everything is in place and double checking your choreography. And this literally is a carryover energy from the weekend. So if you need to finish tidying up anything that you started yesterday, in my case, cleaning, that's carried over into today, changes in our heart's algorithm, the way that we are managing our heart style, the methodologies, if you will, changes in how we perform. That all started yesterday. So it's what did your heart commit to during the weekend? Because the cosmic soup is still stirring. So take some notice, journal it. And the Shamanic Healing Academy, is open if you're ready to take that up a notch. But the key asset today is the main ingredient is to remain focused on the quest at hand, the transformations that your heart is most interested in and aligned with. It just resonates with your frequency. So your village may not like the quest, by the way, just so you are aware, but follow through with whatever it is that you actually started yesterday to continue and really finish tidying it up before you start a new quest or any new task, which this is great, really. I do have the Rising of the Origins coming up and the Chinese New Year. So it's always great to start moving the energies of the house before the new year arrives, the Chinese New Year. So this is really the inner in between, especially with the ox. That's an earth energy. So in a lot of ways, this is kind of a test of our own inner endurance, staying true or authentic to our course, like no sidestepping, no taking a different path, just protecting the work that you've already done. What have you done, instead of listening to those undercurrents of those around you or that nitty gritty thing in your head, maybe trying to install or download what you have not done. Sometimes that happens. The could have, the would haves, the should haves. So really hold the force, be steady so you can see everything literally come into manifestation through love, of course, the streams of love. So you must have flowing. I almost said flowering, which is a grand idea. Flowering love streams, just blossoming, right? But you also need to set the stage, creating energetic boundaries around your manifestations, protecting it, maybe in a cosmic bubble, if you will. That's really the goal. But what usually happens is we get sidetracked. We see something shiny like Dory in Finding Nemo, or we second guess our heart. And the worst one of all, we allow others' opinions to influence us and our manifestation. So if you are holding the line and you're responding to your heart's intentions first, those innovations, then you will be ready to hold a steady line and maintain the outcome because you're focusing your energy, the energy you need. You're like honing in on it and carrying on to protect what you have created so far. So don't look down, don't look back, which you already did, right? When I said that, that's usually what happens, the rear view mirror. You got this. Just love and trust yourself, or trust your heart. Sometimes it does feel squishy inside, which is great. Just a few announcements, but of course, because I choreographed this so well when I got online, your options here. I don't know why I went with the college campus, but we've got a college campus. I think just understanding learning, maybe that's what I was thinking. The college campus, I was thinking of myself, imagine that. And the path, just staying the path, just treading the path. And also the nomadics. I went with the nomadics. That's a nomadic village. I was just thinking we got to get more nomadic, going back to our origins with these three messages and holding, be a fierce avenger, I guess. So just a few announcements now that I've done all that. The Season of the Witch, the first episode on my podcast, Musing with Tonya Dee, is out. Tim Kelly, The Hidden History of Humanity, really a great kickoff episode. But this week also, we're going to have Terry Tucker on the highway this Thursday. So if you've subscribed to the Musing News, that's going to be in your inbox. Sustenance, excellent sustenance, I think. Sustainable excellence is what it's called. Or, yeah. But a new episode is going to be arriving weekly this season. And The Rising of the Origins. This is a live, free 5-day immersion streaming with a portal of goodies, including a meditation to get your inner smile smiling. Register, of course, because space is limited for the live. And the Shamanic Healing Academy for mystics, mages, intuitives, medicine people, the village. Sometimes we do need an off-grid nomadic village. And the nomadic village, the nomadic elemental highway. The elements, this just gives insights into the foundation, the energy foundation of the elements and the spirits. I bring this in through the 4 pillars of destiny. I use them actually when I work with clients for the day they arrived for healing. It's a great tool that we can utilize. So if you're into energy healing, energy medicine, an artist of energy healing is what I prefer. If you're part of the elemental energy online offering I had, I work with light, sound, vibration. I even work with tuning forks on different acupuncture points, sometimes sound. It just depends on your choreography, really, what comes in for me. Just adding energy medicine to your practice, the realm of the elements. That's kind of what I do. Feng Shui for the body is kind of how I see that. So, yeah, kind of interesting. And today on the Elemental Highway, oh, wrong little cue there. Here we go. We have a yin fire rabbit of a day, which is great. That means yesterday was yang fire. But this is charismatic. It's producing on the elemental. Yin fire producing the earth there. And the resource right below. Yin inner energy. We have got a lot of yin pathways, yin water. We're missing yin metal, which is in storage in the ox. Yin as well. So our day is actually, it's warming. It's fire. It's a soothing candle. I literally spent the day cleaning yesterday, all the things. I have piles of things I'm actually going to gift to my neighbor. She's got a great online little store. I like to regift things instead of throwing it away. But cleaning. Yesterday was a yang fire tiger. So that's more of an action-driven energy, where yang energy is more reflecting. Today is yin inner. So the momentum and healing, it's loving, it's peaceful, nurturing, dreaming, visioning. And ironically, the metal we need to have all the elements presence is hidden. But in the cosmic energy there, we've got the decisions, which is more metal. And yin fire is enthusiastic, it's charming, it's charismatic. So it's a heartfelt, warming impression. Yin fire people, like sheep, carry yin fire hidden, very shy, but yin fire is heartfelt, warming. The impression they place upon others is a warm heart. The rabbit's a resource. It's like going to the bank though, but nonetheless, it is there. And the ox, which is the choreography for our day, that's the purpose, I guess I should say, but in a way, that's the purpose of a yin fire, is being in the flow and what we create or what are we manifesting. We have to work for our manifestation or the money, and probably work hard, plod through it. Somebody may take your idea and run with it. So really hold the line of faith, protect it. The peace, inner joy, the joy molecules is kind of how I see those. Happiness, be grateful, counting our blessings. And water is ambition and authority to a fire person. It's being in the flow, it's the clarity, it's the peace. That's the yin waters. They may need some reconciliation. And the tiger brings in this nourished energy because it's nourished by all that water. And then the ox kind of holds the foundation for it. But the creation, it may seem a little eccentric. Maybe it's hard to believe. Something a little otherworldly, kind of out of this world, innovative. But at the hour of the dragon, which was earlier today, we had a east direction, just bringing in the ideas, the visions. Could have been the winds of change. Could have been a lightning bolt. So kind of muse about your early morning, kind of that frequency. And then the messages for the day, your options. You know I like you to comment. Show me what you're choosing here. So you're in the pace, like a runner. You're understanding things. I do not know why I chose the college campus. There had to be a purpose. I don't remember at the moment. And also the Nomadic Village, which I love. So with that, if you chose, I'm going to go with the pace. If you're choosing the pace, keeping up the pace, you get the Hierophant, which is the 5, the Mercury in Capricorn. That's also the mind's degree. So be mindful of what you are structuring to take form and manifest. It's conversations of the mind, should be structured or restored to the venue of optimism. Mercury's retrograde, right? But the Hierophant, that's a leader, a teacher. It's wearing a cloak. It's indicating wisdom. It almost fades into the background, kind of, in a way. I don't know if you can see the stained glass window enveloping him. I actually have one in my house, which is quite curious. This brings to mind kind of the great cathedrals of the past, incredible poems in glass, things written in stone, even the weaving of tapestries, just reaching towards the heavens. So this is a perfect symbol of humankind's greatest achievements, understanding it's the physical along with the spiritual worlds merged, if you will, and a view of the galactic universe, or the universe itself, of all that there is to know, both physically or spiritually, lives beyond the great beyond. But looking at these elements as 3 different levels, if you will, we can see in the background the knowledge bowl of the knowledge of the universe, and then humankind's kind of understanding of it, and then being able to utilize or the knowledge that we're gifted. So finding the passing on of the knowledge, teachers, to individual people through formal education usually, or spiritual messages. Not sure I'd go with the religious thing, just saying that out loud. I have issues with that. But the message here is to remind us of the marvelous accomplishments of humankind, of the great resources, of the knowledge, the ancient wisdom of the origins that's really available to us, and just respecting those achievements of generations, our ancestors past, right? And using this knowledge to create with innovation, make it useful, add beauty to it. It's oftentimes we disrespect tradition, but see what wonderful things, insight, beauty that our ancestors, ancient wisdom, had to offer. And if it's, I just say stay curious and question everything anymore, but also be aware of following tradition blindly as well. Don't accept all the knowledge without question. Rather, question everything. Stay curious. Question authority even. I know that's what I do. But just make sure all beliefs and practices really make sense to your own heart and your mind before you make them part of your choreography, part of your life. Fools trust blindly, right? It's like the Kool-Aid. Following the Hierophant, if you chose, I'm going to go with the Nomadic Village. If you chose the Nomadic Village, ding, 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 Temperance. Also a major arcana card. Did you notice that? I didn't say that in the beginning, but this is a higher octave of Mercury, especially with the 5, the 14. Pretty curious there. Just being mindful of what thoughts belong and what do not belong. What do we not belong thinking? So this is really mystic musing here, the energy of understanding. This is the breakthrough of whatever we're calling in. It belongs on an elevated level. And until then, you may not even be aware where you do belong. This is about getting our mind wrapped around it in the package. It's what our heart believes and where our heart feels it belongs. It's this intellectual energy of getting our mind literally choreographed and wrapped around it, going against the threads, getting the mind around it, having mental clarity. It's an unstable energy, however. But the temperance is fiery, warm, full of passion, lots of fire here. You can see that has the spark to ignite, get things going. Might be a little misaligned, an image of the message. What does that mean? Moderation. Like the gold and silver sphinxes in the chariot, but the gold and silver cups here represent the extremes. Temperance means to mix or to blend or merge is kind of what I see. So she's tempering the extremes, any extremes. Could it be behaviors, beliefs, even a feeling? So learning to temper our lives in such a way that we maintain and express our passions perfectly. And by learning to do this, we're living our life full as possible with our internal beliefs in perfect harmony. They're harmonizing. And our external actions with the world around us. So it's kind of a simple message to kind of understand, but also it's a difficult one to actually put into the practice. It's about moderation in life in all areas and aspects, whether it's physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual, the mind, and just allowing your action or your inaction, just knowing inaction is an action, to be appropriate to whatever situation you're choreographing. But it's more than any other message. It actually speaks of perfect balance, perfectly expressed. So just be aware of intemperance, if you will, where you have extremes in your behavior, but also don't let the fear of making a mistake lead you to constant inaction. But at the same time, inaction sometimes is the right choice. It is, not always, right? And believe it or not, if you chose the college campus, I don't know why I went with that. Probably understanding, learning, I don't know. You get the Lovers, the 6. Venus energy. Venus is dancing, doing the swirl with Mars. Venus and Mars are doing the tango. Kind of fun on the highway today. So this is like, are you ready to open up to love and accept this love into thine own heart? Be true, be authentic. The love chalice. But another major, all the mages today. You can see this perfect, passionate, this union rising of this little couple. It's romantic. It's idealized, like a romance novel or movies or whatever you watch. But the waters of our subconscious and our dreams, what does that look like? It's more than romance. It's more than just a man and a woman union, whatever that is for each and every one of us. We can see here the elements necessary to achieve authenticity as a couple. The couple's grounded in water. They're showing deep connection of emotions. The warrior there has red clothing. I like his hat. Go figure. Deep red orange, deep orange, red of the horizon, surrounding this scene with fiery passion. So this is beauty, it's abandon. The woman suggests more earthly sensuality, if you will. And the carvings, I don't know if you can see them on the pillars, those are in abstract thoughts and communication. That's a characteristic of the element of air, also Mercury, right? Can't catch air. And finally, we have this upward motion of the couple. The woman's kind of gazing up towards the heavens or the galaxy. So that kind of illustrates a higher focus on the realm of spirit, the spiritual realm. But the message, I think, is pretty curious of the lovers. It tells us to make good or balanced choices, harmonics, right? Libra. Do we all know the original meaning of this card in the earlier tarots? It was called The Choice, and it showed a man choosing between two women, having to make a choice. So this is about considering all the facets before committing to any decision. Choosing well, build a foundation that can really assist you to achieve your best outcome, best dream. But just be aware of letting one element of a choice overshadow everything else and tumble over. What does that even mean? For example, a relationship with simply a physical attraction, or a career decision with only an intellectual appeal, or even the opportunity to purchase a home with all those amazing amenities. It may not be the best choice in the long run. It just looks pretty on the outside. Sometimes things that appear shiny on the outside are often too good to be true, and they usually become dull very quickly. So with all the messages, the major arcana, very interesting. The goal is to continue the path forward with a new skill of how one manages themselves, and the plans were moving forward to manifest the goal. This is aligned with the core of our heart, instigating it. And this is what was really choreographed yesterday. Trust and love the process as you love and protect your progress. Just moving towards the outcome. Focus in, hone in. How does one know if they are making progress? What does that even look like, right? Because you're going to know when you feel it. By the feeling of a new value emanating within yourself. It starts to emerge from the cocoon, like the butterfly just coming out of that comfortable little habitat. But hold the line of optimism and positivity, and just assume already that success has arrived. Like you've literally hit the bullseye. Just gathering up all your estimates and just be grateful for what you have already, what you've achieved. Have a blessing bowl. I've got one on my desk. Hold the note, the seed sound of a higher octave, the positivity of it. That just ensures a better transition to the outcome of what success looks like. But focusing on our wins, even if they appear small, the smallest ripples send out the biggest waves, is what I often find. And the moon is in Leo, so that's the heart. So our heart's getting choreographed a little bit more, managing this. But I would affirm that I am choreographing my pathway for my heart's choice, as it should be. Be sure to register for the Rising of the Origins. Join the Shamanic Healing Academy. And with that, I will see you on the other side, or at least tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. Shay, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I see you. You are heard.
Energy will produce xenon 129 as a byproduct. So it seems as if somebody was smart enough to work with nuclear energy on Mars, and that accounts for the xenon 129. Now, we could go on for a really long time on this, but I'll just wrap up my solar system highlights with our supposed natural moon. There appears to be nothing natural about the moon that we see on our planet. When we look up and see that thing, we see something that is just so perfectly placed in space as to cause eclipses. That circle blocks out the sun just exactly. Do we really want to think that that's a total coincidence that the moon is placed right where it is? Beyond that, when you look at the surface of the moon, there are substances called tektites. Now, tektites in geology are basically rocks that are turned to glass. There's two main explanations for how that can happen. The first is volcanism. If anyone has footage of a live volcano on the moon, let me know. I'd like to see that. So far as I know,